howdy ho. I haven't really done one of these videos in a while. I guess I haven't had much to say, or I guess I've realized that nobody cares what I have to say. One of those things, but like, today something was brought up that makes it sound serious. I made a funny joke, and then it turned into a series of less funny jokes. So now I'm just like, talking in a way trying to make it clear that while the things I say are usually said in a joking manner, I'm usually not kidding and I'm 100% serious. Though, if you ever are confused by things that I say, honestly, it's a 50-50 chance whether or not I'm being serious. So, like, maybe ask me for, like, clarity, because sometimes I'd just be saying wild stuff, and you should probably make sure that, like, I'm kidding, because really, sometimes I just be saying stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna try to be serious, but, you know, I mask my inner turmoil, my inner turmoil with humor, or whatever I consider to be funny, which usually isn't that funny to other people. Anyway, so the thing I posted earlier, which I thought was funny, was like, you know why I haven't had sex for 2.5 years? Because I have bloodstains on my pillowcase. And that was the joke. Like, I can't bring anyone home because I have bloodstains all over my pillowcase, and I just don't wash my pillowcase. I do sometimes wash my pillowcase. I get nosebleeds often, and like, it's first thing when I wake up, or I'll wake up and I'll have blood like dried on my face because I had a nosebleed in my sleep. I believe it has something to do with me having a deviated septum, as well as the fact that I take a lot of Benadryl. So it like dries out my nasal passages, so mixed with my deviated septum, making me not get the right airflow when I'm sleeping, so it like dries out, and then whenever I do wake up, like a rush of, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, not an ENT, just like something happens, and right when I wake up, I get a huge ass nosebleed from both nostrils, because like my septum is hella deviated, and there's like it's completely perforated, like here, way up here. It's like there's a hole between them. Anyway, you didn't come here to listen to a story time about my nosebleeds. But I will make a story time about my nosebleeds and the various other orifices blood pours out of, if you want to. I always take requests. No, but so I said that thing about me not having sex because I have nosebleeds or some shit. And then I felt the need to clarify further that that isn't the only reason, and that I could probably think of 30 more reasons. And someone replied to that, and they're like, can't wait to see the list. So then I had to make a list. And I did make a list. Hold on. List. I did make a list of 30, and hold on, I'm sorry, I'm being all over the place, but I need to plug in my light, so hold please. Don't know what that hold music was. I'm like 80% sure it's the song that plays in Super Mario World whenever you eat the little star and you're going super fast and killing everybody. Pretty sure that's the song I was just singing. Sounds right. So I made a list. Yep. A list of 30 things, and it started kind of serious, and then I just got kind of bored. And I did say that I would add 15 more, so that's probably what this video will be. But here's my list, and I'm going to try to go through it quickly. I went through the other one rather quickly. I think I did the video in 3 minutes, so I didn't really explain much. I just said what I had written. So, number 1 was my bloody pillowcase. Number 2, it gets serious, and then it gets stupid, and then it gets kind of a little bit serious again. Okay, so, number 2 reason. June 28th, 2019, I had some sex that was so boring and unextraordinary, I do not remember it at all. I know that it happened, and the situation was I had gone away with the guy who I was dating at the time. We had gone away to his friend's house who lived like hours away from where we were at. So we went and stayed the weekend at his friend's house for some Dungeons and Dragons party. And we had like a little guest house, if you could call it that. It was just like a shed that had a bed in it and like a AC unit. Like that was where we stayed, in a shed that had an AC unit and a bed. So we stayed there. I think we got there on the Friday. We stayed Friday night, and then Saturday was the little D&D party, which is what number 3 is about. So we definitely had sex that Friday night, but it was after I had taken my Ambien. So I don't remember it happening, but it couldn't have been that great because I do not remember it at all. Okay. Which brings us to number 3. June 29th, 2019. The very boring, unextraordinary guy took me to a quote-unquote party. And at this point, we had been dating for about 3 months. We dated about 3 months before it, like, just dissolved, I guess. But it was 3 months, and all the time he would talk about how he doesn't smoke weed anymore because he used to smoke weed in secret, and like he would smoke weed without his wife knowing and all kinds of stuff. And he's like, so I quit weed and I'm never doing that ever again. So he was always like really, I don't want to say righteous about it, but you know how people are whenever they're like, well, I don't do that anymore, you know? So, after 3 months of hearing him tell me that he does not do that stuff anymore, he decided to take some shrooms, and he provided me with some acid. So I took acid, and he took shrooms, and also there was a pipe being passed around of just, like, weed. And I took some hits off of that, too. Free drugs. So, let's see. My acid trip caused me to not sleep for 2 days. And while I was straight up not having a good time, I decided to never do drugs or have sex in the company of others. Yes, in the company of others. I am completely content with doing drugs and having sex by myself. Like, if I'm the only person in the room, I can do whatever I want. But I'm not having sex or doing drugs with people. Okay. Number 4. In my 10 years experience, men just aren't very good at it. Number 5, it says, most of the sex I've had wasn't something I wanted. I just did it because I had to, or because I didn't care. Number 6, men get mad when I win. This is a big one. and I don't hear it talked about often at all. But like a normal sexy time session, I assume how everyone does it, or at least with like a man and a woman, the ending usually is when the man finishes, right? And it ends because he finished. Somebody has finished, so it is finished, right? So men do not like it when I finish first and I say we're done. They don't like that, but they're fine with saying they're done when their girl hasn't gotten anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm done, why? Because I understand, and guys can be like, well, we can't just go again. We, like, give me a rest or something. But, like, give me a rest. You know? Like, I don't want to go again. If you wanted to come, you should have come faster. Like that's my problem. It's my problem that you can't come. I came. Fucking, okay, where were we at? This just says, have you seen a penis? Have you seen a penis? My list then goes on to say, let's see. It just says the word gross for a couple lines. And then it says super gross. And then it says words again. But yeah, it says gross a bunch of times. Because really, how else do you respond to the look of a penis? Penises look gross. Like, I don't care if they're circumcised or not. They look weird either way. I will say one way looks less weird than the other, but that is neither here nor there. So, back onto this list, we left off on number 27 that says gross. And then we go to number 28 that says super gross. And then 29 says not worth possible consequences. It's a good one. It's a very good one. And number 30. It's better, quicker, and easier if I just do it myself. Like, when there's someone else involved, it's never helpful. I just have to try to finish in spite of whatever uncomfortable thing he's doing to me. Yeah. Oh no, my light! And I'm not gonna number things, so who knows how many actual reasons I'm gonna come up with now. But, like, I have a lot of reasons. And I don't know what I would call myself. I don't know if I'm celibate or abstinent. I don't know what, like, the differences are, or what the end point of it is. Or, like, to be chaste versus celibate / abstinent. I think there's another one that's just like, you can't do anything at all ever. But I don't know. Because I don't know if I'll ever have sex again. I probably will. Just because. Probably. But I don't want to. Like, I've never understood the feelings of wanting to have sex. if that makes sense. I've never felt the feeling of horny, I guess. Like, I've, I've definitely felt horny, but I've never felt horny for someone. Does that make sense? Like, I've never seen a person and been like turned on and like, ooh, I wanna heck her. No, like I've never had that like directed feelings like that, but I've had the random feeling where it's just like, hey, I want to go masturbate. But I've never seen someone and thought like, man, I would love to fuck her or something like that, you know? I don't know how I identify myself sexually. I like girls. I don't hate men. I don't hate men. I just hate that I like men. I like them, but I'm not happy about it. And like, I like men, I like women, I like people. But it's just like, I don't really have that sex drive thing, the thing that makes you want to fuck. I just don't have that. Like, I do, sometimes, I do have the want to fuck, but it's not aimed at anyone. and and for me, it's always been more of a get to know someone first kind of situation rather than a let's get out of here, babe, my place or yours kind of situation. That's silly. But a couple few reasons. There was a pandemic. There was a fucking pandemic. What do you expect me to do? And also, I've been living with my sister and my niece, so obviously I would not have any men over to our house. Obviously. I've gone out on a few dates since since I made my vow. I've been on dates and I've kissed and I've hugged and I've probably like done some touching and stuff, but I haven't had sex since right before I dropped acid. And and like, and I tell people this too. I'm so open about it. Like if somebody messages me asking about my OnlyFans and if there's any like videos with a partner, uh, and I'm just like, oh no, I don't have sex. Like I don't have sex. And they were like, why do you even have an OnlyFans if you don't have sex? I'm like, cause I have a body and I'm trying really hard to feel comfortable in my body. So I'm letting other people look at my naked body. And that's it. But people make it out to be so much more. And I don't even know. I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot of reasons I don't date and don't do other stuff. But mainly, it's just I firmly 100% believe that if things are supposed to turn out a certain way, then they will. And I don't need to be in the way. So I'm not looking. I'm not looking for someone who fits with me well or like someone I'll fall in love with and actually want to fuck. Like maybe one day that person will find me, and when she does, I'll be here waiting. But I'm not gonna go looking for them. If it's meant to be, it'll be, baby, if it's meant to be. Also, I'm just really lazy and I don't want to leave my house. That's another big one of why I haven't had sex in so long. Because, like, even if, like, one, I don't leave my house. And two, like, I don't know. Because there's definitely people who I know that I talk to on the daily who I know would totally jump at the offer if provided, and it's not being provided. So, like, potentially at any point I could. I don't want to. There's no good reason why. It's like the stats on the sex I've had previously were like very bad. I very much did not have a good time all of those other times. And sure, all guys seem to think that their cock is the answer of life's unanswered questions. But I'm pretty sure your dick's gonna suck too. So I don't want any more dicks. Like, I want to try out a few girls and then pick one of them and then move into a cottage and have many cats. That is what I want. Yeah. Good night, you stinky poops.